Man, we're live. I got a special guest, extraordinaire, personal development, network marketer, businesswoman, author. She does it all.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, keep going, right? Her name is Bunmi Moore. If you know her well, I am Bunmi Moore. And so I'm proud to welcome.
Hello, thank you, Andre.
Man,
how you doing?
I'm better than fantastic.
Absolutely. You stay fired up, don't you?
Yeah, I gotta stay. I don't care what happens in my life. I'm phenomenal.
I know that's right.
That's the word of the day. The power of saying phenomenal and positive words. Man, we're gonna hit a couple of topics. I'm having fun, but no, I love your story. I want to share your story real quickly, just for a quick second. A lot of folks say, well, I have, kids, make excuses, and they do all these things. But when I first met you, you were a mother of 5.
And still a mother of 5.
Oh yeah.
But I got 2 grandkids now.
Oh, you're a grandma. Oh,
Yes,
grandmama. So when you were dreaming again, you were a teacher, and mother of 5, you were struggling. What were some of those struggles?
Oh my goodness. Anybody ever been behind on your BG&E and got it cut off?
Oh man. Yeah.
Go outside to the driveway and somebody's pulling your car up the driveway.
Oh.
It's not nobody you know. Y'all can identify with those kind of struggles.
Yeah.
Just wanting a home for your kids and just living in Section 8 when we started out in those early days,
Wow.
But the awesome thing for me, though, was even though I may have been experiencing those circumstances at that moment, thank God I knew that wasn't my destiny. And I wasn't due to stay there. You know? So my mind was projected somewhere else. That was just a temporary thing.
And so during that period, you were still dreaming. When I met you, you were just working towards your dreams goals. So many people make excuses on why they're not doing it. They don't focus on your why. Did you focus on your why? That's what kept you going?
Well, when you mentioned people make excuses about having kids and I'm so busy. I mean, that was my excuse to win.
Wow.
Because I knew.
Say that again. I think they missed it. I don't know what class we got. The fast class, slow class. I don't know.
Let me slow it down.
Slow it down. Matrix style. Go do it again.
Some people use their kids as an excuse to why they can't do a business.
Wow.
Why they're too busy to go after their goals. But that was my excuse to win.
Wow.
That was my excuse to succeed.
Man.
Absolutely. That was my drive. You know what I'm saying?
You just broke the whole word excuse. I didn't know it could be in a positive.
Yes.
So we just made a negative word in my mind to a positive. That's why I'm blown away with that one.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm telling you. So because there was a lifestyle that I wanted for my family that I knew we deserved. So I was just like, you got to get to that point when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's where I'm like, you know what? I'm so much more than this. I'm not going to live in this. But I knew for my circumstances to change, I had to change. And it started right here in the mind.
Personal development, belief system, personal development, and at least the repossession. Now, I've had a repossession too, but mine was voluntary.
You gave it back?
Yeah, I just take it. I don't want you to knock on my door at 4 in the morning. Repossession people, they're real disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mine came down the driveway at 3 in the morning. I was running up down the street after him like, my stuff is in there. Hold up, let me get it.
Did they let you get the stuff?
Yeah, I got my stuff.
Now, I remember one time, I was so nice to the person taking the car, is that they was like, well, do you want more? Can I help you? I mean, I was like, here, take it. I was so grateful. It was just a weight off. I felt like I start over, like you can take it. Because if you get something once, you can get it again.
That's right.
So I'm not tripping about that. And so I'm excited. So bankruptcies, foreclosures, all these things that a lot of champions, they go through, but we don't let that define us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we're talking about this today because this really inspires people because people need to hear these things. Some people, again, get the disease called excusitis.
Wow.
And they're so used to, not winning, they don't know if they can ever win again.
Wow.
So we have been through these things, not just one time, but multiple times.
Yeah.
But it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond to it.
Ooh.
So, I mean, we've learned to respond in a positive way that moves us away from those things and took us to another level.
Now, I always say you can't keep your mental and your physical at the same place. So if physically I'm in this broke, busting, disgusting state, or temporary out of cash or money circulating, then mentally I got to be a mental millionaire.
Ooh,
and you know what I mean? So we want a lot of folks to be mental millionaires. And I can tell you, we are big on personal development. So important in any and everything. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether it's the sales, network marketing, teaching, real estate, whatever it is, you gotta have a positive mindset.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and when people come in the door and they see you, they should be like, man, who is that?
Yes, that you just like, you change the energy of the room when you walk in because you have presence, you know?
Yeah. And it shouldn't be based on where you currently are. It should be based on where you're going and where you know you're going. And so how has personal development been key in your entrepreneurial business?
Man, I mean, there's so many things we can hit on as it relates to that, but I don't want to give away my book title.
Okay.
But that's okay. But without me saying my book title, let me just say this, that everything starts in the mind, right?
Yep.
And if you change your mindset, you change your situation.
Wow.
And you can learn to use your creative powers. Like we have these amazing, I call them superpowers, these God-given faculties that we were all born with, that you can use to affect any area of your life. So we're talking about entrepreneurship, so we'll tie it to business.
Okay.
But this guy right here, you know, I happen to be privileged to have him as my sponsor in a previous business. And the way I would just see you like make a shift by making a decision. And when you make a decision, that was a mental move. You know, just, okay, I'm gonna make a decision to do this. And then once he did that, everything started coming, lining up in your favor. The resources, the people, the yeses, the everything you needed just aligned in your favor because you made that mental shift decision.
And it's not easy said. I mean, sometimes so much stuff is happening in my life, and like you said, I use an excuse to do it. And you know, right now I'm working on making a decision. Right now it's the middle of the month. I'm like, man, I need to make a decision. And a lot of individuals will make excuses, but now I need to really focus on the positive light of the excuse on why I should do it. And so many people, they come on the Facebook Lives, they get all this information, and they just watch, they comment, they like, they love, but they don't apply.
Right.
Like they're not willing to look at the personal development or listen to the audiobooks, turn their car into automobile university. They're comfortable in a place called complaining. And so I told you, don't curse a certification that you going to the next level. So whether you're going through this is the reason why you have to go through that challenge. I remember of video games like Super Mario Brothers, you have to go through one stage until you get to the next stage. And so many people, they want to get to the next stage without finishing the stage that they're in. And so it's like they have to go. So whether it's challenges in the home, whether it's financial problems, whether your credit's jacked up, it's something that you're supposed to be learning from that situation.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say you got to learn your lesson. And that's the thing. So many people don't learn the lesson, so you keep on repeating that circumstance, and those same kind of events keep showing up. But when you can learn the lesson, like you said, you get through that level, and you can get to the next.
And everybody has gone to college before. It's like, no, I haven't. Yes, you have. It's called Life University, and you get your credits every time you go through something and get through it. Then it's a credit that you get, and you need a certain amount of credits to get through to success. And a lot of people, they just want to go in college without doing their credits. And no college in the world, they're going to allow you to get your degree in Life University without going through certain things. And so, whether I have a job, I'm doing what I need to do, but I still have to go through certain things to get through that class to get a diploma, right? And so, there's a lot of people that you've been presented the class, you can get the credits, but you're not willing to finish. You get a big I, a big incomplete on that part. And so you feel incomplete of what you're doing because you haven't finished. And so you start focusing on other people and what's wrong with other people instead of focusing on yourself. And so it's so big on personal development and really understanding that everybody needs a plan B, right? And so people love their job, they're professional, but what if something happens to that job? What would you gonna do? Like, how long could you last? Would you last for 6 months? Some people are like, nah, I can't last for 6 months. I wouldn't last 3 months. And some people say, man, Dre, I wouldn't last 3 months. I need my check every month. And some people say, man, Dre, I need it every week. I need it every week. And so what's the importance of having a plan B from your experience?
Oh my goodness. Well, one of the things I don't understand about people, I say this, you got to make hay while the sun is shining.
Wow.
So many people wait until their back is up against the wall, you know what I'm saying? They're pressed up, and then they want to do something.
Wow.
Well, go ahead and make that move and start lining up things before you really have to, you know?
Wow.
So that's so important to have that plan B in place, because circumstances and events do happen where maybe some income is removed. But if you already have some other strings in place, you can keep on going, and you don't have to have such a big of a setback when you have those multiple strings, when you have that plan B.
Wow, and that kind of reminds me when I got in the industry of network marketing, things were already going good. You know, I wasn't struggling. I just needed something different. I needed residual income. I had to have something that would come every single month, that I wasn't dependent on going to a job. Because I'm psychologically unemployed.
Absolutely.
I can't just like work for people. I can't have somebody telling me like when I can go on a vacation. Like that makes me like
sick,
my sick.
Right? Oh my gosh. I was going to say the same thing physically. Like when I was teaching school, I literally got ulcers. One day I threw up in the parking lot. That's how bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this. That really pulled me to get my freedom. But I feel sick too thinking about that.
What would life be like? I mean, every struggle, everything that I've ever went through, it was worth it. It was worth it to me own my life, to own my time, to be able to not miss anything with the kids. Like, I want to attend those events. I want to be there. I want to be that classroom dad.
And so the word that sums that up for me is freedom. That word means so much to me, and it should mean so much to you. So when I'm, getting into my meditative time and thanking God in the morning, I just thank Him that I can get up and do whatever I want to do every single day. Guys, do you know how much of a privilege that is? And if you don't have it yet, you should be like going after it every single day, so that you control your own destiny.
Well, and I tell you what, having that freedom and having that plan B is so important, because at the end of the day, guys, when you have that freedom and you can help extend, and your children, you're spending time with your children. I mean, when they know, the only thing my kids know is that everybody's home. Like, nobody's out working. They think that's regular. They think that everybody, came home and said, Dad, do you know that somebody's parents are going to work every day? Is that right? I said, no, baby, that ain't right. That's not right, because it's like I can't have the community, the village, raising my kids without me having a part of it. I don't mind saying it takes a whole village to raise a child. Yeah, but you have to be included in that village. And a lot of people are dependent on the village because they don't have time, because they're just working simply to pay their bills. You are too gifted to play it safe. What do you say to those people that are playing it safe?
Guys, well, this is what you got to do. You got to learn how to step outside of the box and understand that success is created in the fear zone. So if you're playing it, safe and just because...
Say that again. I had to hear that again. I'm sorry.
Success is created in the fear zone. So if you are bold enough to get into those scary places where maybe you've never been there before, and you have to, get uncomfortable so that you can get comfortable. Basically, that's what it's about. Get uncomfortable so you can get comfortable. So a lot of us, have this box that we live in, and we have our jobs in the box, and the TVs in the box, and all those things. That little vacation in Virginia Beach is in the box. That's all your comfort zone, right? But you got to understand that you got to step outside of that, because everything that you really, really want, that you're worthy and deserving of is outside of that box. So that may call for just really doing something different. But I want to hit on, because you had said something earlier, Andre, about just what allows us to really get to that success. And I just remember just times of just seeing you saying on a conference call, like, you guys are like really busy, just doing so much work, and then work is important. But Andre was saying to his team, that before he gets into action physically, he sets it up mentally. That's key. So you were talking about what people actually have to do, like actually doing the work. So in personal development, yes, you need to turn your car into a university and listen to these types of things and talks, but there's a mental effort that you really need to put out. So, like Andre, what he does is he'll set it up in his mind, and you do this at boot camps where you get your mind and your frequency right before you even make the call. You see the person answering, and you see the end result. That's a mental effort. That's something really that you got to learn to practice to do, because most people don't even know to do that.
Go ahead.
But most people go into making their calls, like a network marketing, and they're scared. Oh my God, I hope this person answers. They probably won't pick up the phone. The last person said no. This person's going to say no. So they're doing all these self-defeating, sabotaging things, and it's to your detriment. But when you can learn to do that positive self-talk, and you get into that imagination, and you set it up by determining the outcome, knowing my imagination is so powerful, my words are so powerful, so let me already declare what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
The person's going to pick up the phone, and they're going to want what I have to offer.
Absolutely. And like, it's all in being in a flow. You know what I mean? The flow. And for me, I got to get it mentally, because I'm a hard worker, but I want to work smarter, not harder. So it doesn't, I can sit here and visualize something, and sometimes it doesn't come right away, but I just visualize it, and then once I get it, now things just start coming to me. Like when people like chase people in sales, they chase, and when you chase anything, what is it going to do? It's going to run. So what I like to do is I like to track certain things to me, right? I track certain things, and I get it here mentally, so when I can see it clearly, then I'm like, man, it's just coming, it's flowing. So it might look like I'm doing something crazy, but I'm really not even working as hard physically as the average person. I'm working less, but more in my mind and less, because it doesn't cost you any more to dream big than dream small. And I figured it out. Most people have not figured it out, that they don't want to dream big, right? They think it costs you more, but it really doesn't cost you any more. And so they have these self-defeated talk. They say certain things. They use if, or I'll try, and things like that. And that's saying that you don't believe you're going to do it. So if you think you're wrong, you're probably right. If you think you're right, you're probably right. And so it's whatever you think. And the whole proof of it is, like, when you want to buy a car and you have your mind set on this car, every time you go out on the road, you didn't never see this car ever in your life. But now you're saying, there's that car again. And you start seeing the different variations, different colors, different styles, but it's bringing you, attracted that to you. You can do the same with income and money, right? Or you can do the same with debt. Or you can do it the same with things and complaining relationships of things that you don't want, and you can attract those things. I'm just suggesting that you focus on more that you want instead of what you don't want, on more of the present instead of the past. Like, I'm not focused on the past. Even the greatest accomplishments, if anything, I'll focus on that. But I'm focused on what's here right now, because it's different. The timing is different. You said you got to make hay while the sun is shining. Like, the sun is shining so much and so bright in a lot of your lives. You're so content with your content self at your job, right? Everybody's celebrating you and they love you, and you don't want to do anything different. People present an opportunity and you won't even listen. You gotta always be willing to listen at the opportunity, because a lot of you have missed opportunities 3, 4, 5 times. You've been praying to God, God, send me something, and God sent it to you and you denied it.
Now, I want to break down what you were saying about attracting things. Because we're big law of attraction people, right? Because that's just a universal principle. So I'm going to say what Andre just said in another way. Because when you said you are, like, you see it in your mind first, what he's really doing, guys, he's getting into the feeling of that, right? So he's taking on the feeling of being already in possession of whatever it is that he's going after. So we all are energetic beings. And believe it or not, we all have energy emanating from us. You can call it your aura, whatever. Literally, there is a magnetic field around you. And that field can either be positive and attract positive things, or it can be negative. And what determines this field around you would be the feelings that you are pushing into this field. So if you are getting into the feeling space of positivity, love, enthusiasm, you're hopeful, you stay excited, and you stay expectant, all those positive feelings, you are making your field positive. So what's going to happen? All the things that are on the frequency of the good, of that positive, is going to come to you. But in the same vein, as he said, if you're doubtful, if you're envious, You know, if you're jealous, if you just are depressed, all those negative things, then you're pushing that. If you're feeling that, you're pushing that, and your field is going to be negative, and so now you're attracting things that are on the same frequency as that negative feeling. So negative things are going to come into your life.
Wow.
So I would just suggest that you stay in the feeling space of the good, of the love, of those feelings of the desires that you want.
Wow.
So that's how it works.
I mean, that's deep. That's deep. I mean, you're going to have to look
We
at this.
magnetic. We are. See yourself as a magnet.
Wow.
You know, we say that affirmation, I am a money magnet. See yourself as a magnet, and all the good that you desire, see it being attracted to you.
Wow.
But you're responsible for whether you attract the good or the bad. So many people live life by osmosis, right?
Yeah.
They're just like doing life, not realizing that you got to step up and take responsibility, because everything that's coming into your life right now, whether it's good or whether it's bad, you are attracting it.
Wow.
So if you're attracting some things that are not conducive to what you really want, you gotta, as you used to say, you gotta have a conversation with yourself about yourself, right?
By yourself,
Say, I
right?
need to change something.
And people think that, but Dre, you're an awesome network marketer. And I said, nah, not really. I'm good at attraction marketing. You know what I mean? So I like to attract the things that I want, and sometimes we all get to a point where we start attracting certain things and phone calls that we really don't want to take, right? Then you got to change the frequency. You got to know when you're off channel, when you're on the wrong channel. See, it's different movies. There are adventures, there are inspirational movies, there are horror flicks, right? And so these things show up, and there's comedian movies, right? And so these things show up different times in your life, and sometimes when I'm in a horror flick, all I got to do is change the channel. I just got to change the frequency of what I want. So I like the inspiration. I love comedy and inspirational, a combination. So, and sometimes an adventure, but I do not like horror flicks. I've never liked those horror movies, Friday the 13th, all those things, Chainsaw, Halloween, never liked it, right? And so I had to change the way I bring. It's certain things that everybody has a show or two, right? I don't recommend TV, but if I'm going to watch it, I like to watch a show late Saturday night. Because then when I wake up, I can watch a whole bunch of church to get that negative stuff. I can't watch certain things on a Sunday, right? I can't do it in the middle of the week, because at the end of the day, I need that positive feeling to do what I do.
Right.
To attract what I attract, I can't look at certain things because subconsciously, my mind doesn't know if it's real or false. And I've seen so many people watch different sitcoms, and that same thing that they've watched have happened in their relationships.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's happened in their relationships, it's happened in their life, and they're like, man, why is this? Because you're watching all these reality shows, then you're watching all of these and all this, and it's nothing but confusion. If you're gonna watch something, why don't you watch building a home or certain things that's positive, right? If you don't have anything, go to the Discovery Channel and just watch certain things about nature and how that, I mean, watch something that's positive if you have to watch TV. And so right now, we're just on the whole frequency of what we want, and this is the season, it's fertile ground right now, but you're not going to have anything grow unless you put some seeds in the ground.
Yes.
And a lot of you don't want to put seeds in the ground. You won't want to sow into people.
And you got to sow the right kind of seeds.
Right kind of seeds, because a lot of people sow into their broke Uncle Joe is keep calling you about borrowing money and doing this, and you're sowing into them, but nothing good is going to come out of that. Or you can have the visionary mindset. Listen, you know what? I'm sowing the seed into this person. They never asked me. They don't expect nothing out of me, but I'm sowing into them because I know they're doing some positive things. See, when you have that and you sow on good ground, man, things are going to harvest like crazy.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I tell people that you can't plant, let's say, weeds and think you're going to grow roses.
Wow.
It just doesn't work.
Wow.
So you got to make sure that you're planting the types of seeds that you want to see germinate into that flower.
Wow.
So that's so important. And Andre, you know, as we start concluding this, I just think one of the things that people need to make sure that they do, this is really important, is to have time every day for their personal development.
Yes.
Like schedule it in. And we know the best times for programming your subconscious mind for the good, for all those positive things, is when you first wake up in the morning, when you're in that sleepy, state before you're fully awake. That's a good time to impress that subconscious mind. And at night before you're going to bed.
Wow.
Use those 2 times, guys, to get into the spiritual realm, because that's where everything is created. Things are created 2 times. First in the spiritual, right? In the non-physical, and then in the physical.
Wow.
So we got to learn how to really get into that inner world.
Wow.
You're so good with that, because it's that inner world. What's going on inside creates what we see outside. So we got to take time to do that deliberately, intentionally. Be intentional about it every day.
Wow, man, this has been some deep. We can't give it all to them today, because it then would be a part 2 or 3 or a sequel. But the one thing that because what you have to do is protect your network too. And so when you get information like this today, this next level information, you have to share. Like, I see so many people share just crazy stuff just to share, and that's what you're putting out in your network, the waves. But if you start putting out positive information, so don't just share any and everything, right? You got to share good information that it can help the people around you, because birds in the feather flock together. And so please make sure you comment something that you learned on this. Like, just put something. If you haven't already commented, you got to sow your comment into this post. And so 2 people touch and agree, 3 people touch and agree, it is so. Then after that, after you comment and you click like or love, then you make sure you share it within your network. Because at the end of the day, guys, we got to all get each other straight. At some point, I'm off. I need you. When you off, you need me. You need Bunmi. And then you got to support one another when they giving great content. And I can tell you, you give a whole lot of great content on your page, Bunmi Moore. And so please check her out on our page. Any closing words you want to give them?
Well, I want to give them something. I'm going to give you guys an affirmation to write down. I'm real big on the words we speak. I have a book called If You Want It, Speak It. So grab a pen. I want you all to write this down. This is a great nugget to say.
Okay.
I witness the riches of the universe today as they flow to me on every hand in whatever form is most appropriate. Let me say it again. I witness the riches of the universe today. See, we got to think abundantly. No scarcity, no lack. I witness the riches of the universe today as they flow to me on every hand in whatever form is most appropriate. You are divinely supported by the universe.
That was deep deal. No one thing was going to come in. So I'm so appreciative. Make sure you click like, share, comment, go to our page. Let's do it again. An awesome Bunmi Moore, my special guest on here. Blessed you guys. If you bless her, please give us some hearts, loves, likes, and get some love, some snap, right? And so we'll be back. We're going to do another one. We don't know when, but we will do another one. I'll see you at the bank.
All right.
Because we're making deposits. Peace.